Hey, it's your boy Frank Gore. I'm listening to 49er Rush, Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
It's time for the 49ers Rush podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? It is absolutely incredible to be with you today. And man, hopefully you enjoyed that intro. It's great to hear from Frank. I love this kid. I love this man. I say kid. I think we're the same age. He's just accomplished a little bit more than I have. But yeah, Frank Gore retires. You got to talk about that. You know, I brought him up a lot. He's impacted my life in an insane way, even outside of just football, which by far one of the greatest football players of all time. First ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. We'll see. He's definitely going to get in. When he gets in, that's going to be a whole nother debate. And we'll spend some time on that in this offseason. And especially, you know, 4 years' time, 2026, he'll have the opportunity to be there because, again, he didn't play any last year, so that year gets added onto it. He'll be able to be there then. But, you know, again, not only my son's favorite player who graduated last night, which is incredible, super happy for Team Chapman right now. Kid went through a lot. Really, really proud of him. But, you know, Frank Gore, his favorite player, despite only being 18, by far one of my favorite players ever, had the chance to hang out with them at the first ever 49ers Rush road trip in Miami before the, Miami Super Bowl, which was incredible. Got to take shots with them and hang out. He recorded the intro for us, which was really, really kind. Pumped up the crowd. It was awesome. But really changed my entire career trajectory. And kind of put up on the map this idea that there are people that want to travel and throw parties in these away towns and all those types of things. And yeah, man, just want to say thank you to Frank Gore for just kind of, I don't know, turning a light bulb on, so to speak, for the 49ers Rush podcast and all the road trips and all those things, which, you know, we're doing at least 8 trips this year for every single away game, playoffs, all that stuff will be a part of that, draft and all. I mean, that all started Frank the Tank, man. So I'm forever indebted to that man, just as an amazing human being and all those things. Oh, Tommy coming out throwing shots. He's saying Luka's overrated. For those that don't know, I'm a big Mavericks guy. And man, if you like this hat, baby, this is compliments of Luka. I made a bet with a Phoenix Suns fan. Shout out OG Dixie. And yeah, he paid up. So I got this hat because the Mavs beat his Suns. So you can say he's overrated all you want, but man, this hat is nice for those of you that are watching. So let's talk about what we got today. I'm excited about this. You know, we're going to start off with a quick debate over who's the most important 49er not named Trey Lance. And I've got some results from you on that one from Twitter. Then we're going to hear the beautiful Juan Solis. I love that man. Dove into all of the OTA press clippings. And we're just going to spend time really on just 2 players because there's so much that I want to dive into. And that is, one, Demeco Ryan, not even a player. Just talking about, you know, why he didn't take the Vikings job, why he returned this year, some of the things that stand out on defense, and then Talanoa Hufanga, which the entire thing, and I love this, Boa. I mean, he's picking up right where we're heading. Do you think Talanoa Hufanga will be a superstar in this league like Polamalu? He does not have the physical skill set of Troy Polamalu. I don't think that that's the case. That doesn't mean he can't be a superstar. And I don't even think that's really where the career arc or trajectory needs to go. He just needs to be a quality starter. And we're going to hear from Demeco talking about him. We're going to hear from Talanoa talking about the things that he's done. He's been trading with Polamalu this offseason. And so, you know, I'm kind of jumping the gun and getting out of order a little bit here. And that's okay. But here is Talanoa Hufanga talking about how he has been training with Troy Polamalu this offseason?
Man, the offseason was great. I just try to take every day, one day at a time, continue to work on my weaknesses, work on my strengths. And Troy has been a great guidance for me, continue to believe in me and keep me disciplined. So it's been great.
Yeah. Who else would you rather him be with? One, just, the family connection, the community connection, the Polynesia, all that kind of Samoan, whatever, all that stuff, which is incredible. I mean, it just gets you excited. And, everybody that's ever seen Hufanga play, whether at USC or last year with the 49ers, instincts, those are the things that set Polamalu apart. And Hufanga has those. There's no doubt about it. Can they be on that level? I don't know, man. Let's allow him to earn a starting spot first. And then I think we'll be able to get into some of those things. Now, before we continue more with Hufanga, we're going to get a lot of Hufanga talk today. I put this poll up on Twitter and very, very simply stated, here, I'll share it with you. And I thought this was really, really interesting. Who is the most important 49ers player for this season only, not named Trey Lance? Yeah, you got to remove the whole quarterback debate and all that stuff because I get all those things. But, you can only put 4 options up on Twitter. And so I used Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, Debo, and Fred Warner. And, yeah, giant omission. I kept changing the order. George Kittle's not on there, and that breaks my heart. But I wanted – I had to pick 4, and, I went Fred Warner over Kittle, but I thought those were kind of the two, fighting for that 4 or 5 spot. It's insane when the 49ers have 5 All-Pros that are kind of all in their prime. Maybe Trent Williams is a little bit older, but I would argue his last season was his best season in the NFL. So Nick Bosa, he's an All-Pro player. He won an All-Pro. Trent Williams won several All-Pros. Debo, All-Pro receiver last year. Fred Warner, All-Pro a year ago. George Kittle, All-Pro a year ago. So, those things are there. How many teams? There's only 22 All-Pro players. That's it. We got 5. You're spoiled. And that's all I can say is you are spoiled the 49ers roster. And so, I don't know. Me personally, I think I'd put Nick Bosa number 1. And Twitter definitely came out. And so throw it in the comments who you think, leaving the quarterback out of there, who is the most important player for this 2020-22 season, not named Trey Lance. Who stands out to you? Twitter said 46% Nick Bosa. Number 2 is Debo, which I was kind of a little bit more surprised with that, but I'm not. It's not justified, just surprised. He carried the 49ers offense last year almost single-handedly through that playoff stretch. When the quarterback position was struggling, the dude was just taking handoffs into the end zone, right? You think about, that Dallas Cowboys game, the victory there. You go to Green Bay, and he's returning punts for the biggest plays of the game offensively and all those things. I mean, he did it all. Trent Williams, he finished 3rd with 22.8% of the vote. And then Fred Warner, only 4.5. And I think a lot of the comments, which, I don't want to get into all those, but I think one of the issues with Fred Warner was we just have so much depth at that linebacker position. Azeez came in and played amazingly well. Drake Greenlaw did great as well. And Fred Warner had a slow start. When the defensive tackle position, when 95 was in there, early on in the season after we lost Kinlaw, it was a struggle. But we saw All-Pro Fred return down the stretch. There's no doubt about it. He was playing beyond the limit, where he was. And he was playing All-Pro level at the end of the year. And so it just, I think for some, that bad taste left in their mouth from early on in the season, but make no mistake, that dude's the captain of the defense. And yeah, I get the premium positions, Nick Bosa, the pass rusher. Some people threw in Jimmy Ward. Some people said not Tarvarius, sorry, Char Ward, who we just signed, right? Charvarius Ward, the corner from Kansas City, which all those are legitimate arguments. If they ball out, man, I'm excited. I'm really, really excited about this 49ers team. There's just so much dang talent there. It's the 49ers are spoiled, and they're not the only team in our division that is spoiled, right? Yeah, I'm seeing some conversation taking place in here from Tribe. Sickening part is they'll be a million times better. Talking about the Rams, Jordan Fuller, Akers, full year, Wagner, Higbee, Allen Robinson. Yeah, but you're leaving off Von Miller. You're leaving off their left tackle. All right. So it's not like their other corner. They're missing some good players. Sheldon Day. Are they good? Yeah. Are they a Super Bowl favorite? Probably not the favorite, but they're one of the favorites. This is a 2-team race, the NFC West. Last year was a 4-team race. You know, Seattle was still decent, and Arizona started off as the hottest team in the NFL before that tanked. But it's gonna you got to go take it. The good news is you play them twice. Both home games, by the way. Levi South, and then you got your game at home. So you got to handle your business. And I think that's a big deal. Now, things that need to be handled for the 49ers. The secondary is weird. There's a lot of moving parts. You got Jimmy Ward. You got Emmanuel Mosley. Outside of that, it gets weird. It gets really, really weird. And, you know, one of the players that came up and played as big a role as anybody in the victory week 18 that put the 49ers to the playoffs was Ambry Thomas. And Demeco Ryan started off, and I love this, talking about Ambry Thomas, who's going to have a weird, very unique role this year because he's not slated to start. He's not even probably slated to be the first outside corner off the bench with the bringing back Jason Verrett. If he's healthy, you know, I think the projected starters on the outside corner is Ward and Mosley, and I think Verrett would probably be 3. Then you got Ambry Thomas 4, which is insane depth. But I want to give credit here, and I want to play this clip because I think it's important. Thanks again to Juan Salas. This is Demeco Ryans, our defensive coordinator, talking about Ambry Thomas on and off the field.
For a young guy to do the things that he's done, it's great to see that, you know, as a young, because you don't see many young guys get in, but you just see, I think you just see the guy's heart. You see what he's truly about. You see his character right off the bat when that's the first thing he wants to do. His first true offseason is to go and help out, go and reach back and help the community. So that's it was cool to see that from Ambry. And Ambry, he's still growing as a player, as a young man. We're all growing, and he'll continue to, you know, ascend and be better.
I'm really excited about his long-term career. There's no doubt, you know, you got Verrett on a 1-year deal. You've got Emmanuel Mosley has 1-year deal left on, you know, his contract. This is great news for Ambry Thomas. Now, I know everybody wants to play and start, and does he deserve it? Yeah, but the competition in the outside corner is huge. So let him sit this year and season, and man, he's going to be a projected starter next year in 2023. Now, injuries, all those things happen for sure, but the 49ers, for the first time since Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch showed up, they don't have to worry about outside corner depth. Drake Kirkpatrick is not walking through those doors. Josh Dammit Norman is not coming through those doors. We are 4 to 5 deep on the outside, and that is a wonderful, 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 wonderful thing. Oh, what's up, David Waller? Yeah, glad you are here, my friend. Even though he is a Cowboys fan, one of my mentors in the teaching field, just a great man, great man. Thank you, Dave, for stopping by. So here we go. Let's talk about the other corner position, not one of the outside guys. But I started telling you guys this. Me and Wayne on the John Wayne Show were telling you Darqueze Dennard's got to be the starter at that nickel position, taking over for K'Wan Shark Williams. And here is Demeco talking about that exact play, what Darqueze Dennard kind of brings to the team.
He steps in. He does a really good job of communicating out there. He's where he needs to be. And the biggest thing I like about Darqueze is he does a really great job of teaching the younger guys. Darqueze has seen a lot of football, played in a lot of different schemes. So with him having that experience and that knowledge, he does a really good job of just putting his arm around the younger guys and teaching them. You know, saying it in a way sometimes a player can get it from another player better than he does from a coach. So it's been great having Darqueze out there.
Yeah, and he's got to be the guy. Now, there's a lot of guys. Again, depth is kind of the key term this year when you're talking about the secondary all across the board, because just at the nickel spot, I think Darqueze Dennard's one. He's been getting those snaps in OTAs. Diamador Lenore, who you had last year, will he kind of step up and take that role. Samuel Womack, who's probably one of my favorite draft picks we have out of Toledo, he's kind of there too. Number 27, right? Dante Johnson. I think that's probably his best bid or his best spot on the team. Not sure if he's going to make the roster, but good Lord, he's got a lot of snaps there. Definitely has a very, very low ceiling, but experience and technique-wise, he's got it. Can he run with those slot fades that the 49ers has kind of been the Achilles heel? I don't know. And I think that's one of the things. Darqueze Dennard was a first-round outside corner pick that they transitioned inside, kind of a journeyman who's got a lot of experience, just as Demeco just said there. But I'm excited for that nickel position. But yeah, I would have never put money on Darqueze Dennard being the number one guy, but it seems they love him. And, one of the things I'm going to throw up for Patreon, which I'm really, really excited about. And if you haven't joined our Patreon, head over there. Just go to patreon.com/49ers Rush Podcast, or just type in 49ers Patreon on Google. First thing that pulls up. I'm going to go through the all 22 film when Darqueze did start the full game. I think it was when K1 had COVID, perhaps, or injured. I'm not sure if it was COVID. I don't want to be incorrect on that. But he started one of the key games down the stretch. And so I'm going to go back through that entire defensive film and just put a spotlight on Darqueze Dennard, see how he played in that one full game starting for us. So again, we got to get accustomed to that. We're still going through all the draft players film. I put up my third Drake Jackson breakdown. I think we have over 90 minutes, all 22 of just Drake Jackson, over 2 seasons worth. So, and we're just keep going through. I got some more TDP film coming. I got some more Danny Gray film coming. So, it's the best way to support the show. It helps us out a lot. And I want to say thank you to the 350 plus Patreon members we have over there that are supporting the show, allowing us to build this into what it could be, but also the content. Good gosh. I think we have over 300 videos. You go back every single play from offense and defense the last 2 years. You can go back and watch every single all 22 snap that's there, broken down with me explaining the scheme and all that stuff. I think we do a pretty good job over there. So if you haven't yet, go check it out. If you don't like it, as always, 100% money back guaranteed. So go check it out. You don't like it, just shoot me a message. All your money's back guaranteed. Oh, what's up, man? Timothy, thank you so much for the gift. I love it. Bro, glad to hear you breaking it down. Our fans need this perspective. Niner game. What's up, Timothy? Appreciate the generosity on the super chat. I love it. And yeah, we again, what do we do here? Everything is about building a better fan experience for the people that listen to the show, the community, relationships, all those things. That's the Rush Road Trips, right? But even Patreon and what we do, I want you to understand what the coaching staff and what the players are supposed to do, so that whenever you watch the games with your family and with your friends, or you go to the games, you have a better understanding, education to enjoy the experience more. It's all about enhancing that experience and building those relationships. So thank you, Tim. Really, really appreciate that. Love it, man. Love it. All right. Now let's jump back into I want to pause for a second. I'm not sure where I want to go with this. I want to stay on the Hufanga talk. Okay. There's so much from these press conferences. We have like 40 clips. Obviously, I'm not going to play them all. But let's go now. We're going to hear from the DC, Demeco Ryans, then Hufanga, and I want to jump into some PFF stats, and I want to talk some Tart stuff too. So buckle down. We've been telling you for a while Hufanga was going to be the guy at safety. We've been telling you for a while that the 49ers really did love this guy and that he's going to be around for a while. That's just what it was going to be. So here's Demeco Ryans talking about the difference with Huff this year and kind of the confidence that the 49ers have in him.
The confidence in Huff is just his daily approach, right? I mean, it's not a surprise to me that Huff plays well, that he does great things for our team because of his approach every day. So it's not like you get out there on game day and he surprises me, because I see the way he works. I see the way he's in the building. He's always asking questions in meetings. He's always looking to get the answer and get it right and get it done exactly how we want it done. So it's just his consistent approach daily. That's what sets him apart. That's what it will allow him to be a really good player for us.
Approach the game like a veteran from the moment he got here.
Day one. Day one, Huff has been a pro, day one, and it hasn't changed, right? And that's something a lot of young guys, they come in that way kind of, but Huff has been consistent. Sometimes it dies off, but Huff has been that way day one, and he's still that same way right now. So really, really happy with where Huff is.
Yes, so happy with where Huff is. What's up, Timothy? He says, other people cause fans to stress, start crazy narratives. You keep it real, talk both sides. I'll tell you this. If you're stressed right now about the 49ers, you need to adjust your perspective. We just talked about how we have 5 current all-pro players on this team. You traded up. You have a very young quarterback in the making. You've got depth across the board. Offensive line, there are concerns. Every single team in the NFL has concerns. I could go through the Buffalo Bills, who I think have the best roster and best chance to win the Super Bowl. They have concerns. Every single team does. This is salary cap era. But good Lord, you've been in 2 NFC championships in 3 years, and the team is ascending, not descending. This is a time to be happy. If you were around for Chip Kelly, Dennis Erickson, right? Golly, I think Dennis Erickson probably the worst coach in 49ers history, just dismantled the stuff of legends. This is a time to be happy and excited. Now, do I think that the 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl this year? Are they a Super Bowl contending team? I think they are. Definitely not the favorite. Some things that have to go their way. How far can Trey Lance carry them? But good gosh, this is an exciting damn time to be a 49ers fan. If you're not excited right now, and if you're pissed off and all that kind of stuff, woo-saw, baby. This is positive. At least it should be. It should be. And with Huff, it's positive. I know a lot of people were ready to move on. He has a lot of limitations. There's no doubt about that. Physically, he does. However, he's got a lot of things that you can't measure. And he's got a lot of things that I think that, I don't know, man. There's some different things happening. And, again, I want to go back to Demeco here. And one of the things that I think he shows out with is he talked about, and you hear this in the second, third, fourth year narrative with players, the game slowing down, going from even USC, which is a Pac-12 school, right? And all those things, competition level pretty good, to the NFL is a big jump. But you hear Demeco talking about how the game has slowed down for Hufanga.
This offseason has been, eye-opening for me just to see Huff, the way he's communicating out there, much better, louder, better communicator. Like you do see him move faster because I think things are starting to slow down for him. As a rookie, things are flying. It's hard to figure things out as a rookie. You're just trying to figure out where do I align and what do I have on this particular play. Now Huff is getting more comfortable where he's able to decipher, okay, how is the offense trying to attack me and where can I put myself in the right position to make plays. So Huff is he's definitely ascending in the right direction and happy with where he is, just because that's what OTAs is about. Guys just coming in, owning the techniques and trying to get better every day. And when you see a guy like Huff do that, you see the purpose for it, and it's been great for him.
I know it's a narrative, and OTAs are going to put out narratives that you're just like, yeah, whatever. But now let's hear from the man himself, and you hear the same verbiage. I mean, no doubt Demeco and Huff talk about these things in player meetings and all that stuff, watching film, practice, all that kind of stuff. But listen to him.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand. I think it's the preparation, training, off-season training, and also the game has slowed down for me. But, I'm not perfect. So I got to continue to build every day, make the plays that are my way, and continue just to – you don't want to have any missed errors, so if you can just limit those steps in the game and kind of be a little bit faster just from slowing everything, the process down, you can try to do those things and be successful at it.
Oh, all right. Now let's go and let's talk about what he did last year. Okay, so here we go. Let me open this up. This is a Pro Football Focus premium stats, which they do a hell of a job. And it breaks down, I know it's kind of small on your screen if you are watching this on YouTube, but I want to do my best to kind of explain things. He got 400 snaps last year just on defense. That's a lot of snaps for a rookie. And remember, if you go into the heart of the season, kind of that week 7 through week 14, the dude was taking snaps away from a healthy Tart. And, we'll talk some Tart things for sure. But one of the things that I love most about his game is what he does tackling wise. And I think that's, he had 3 missed tackles for a 9.1% missed tackle rate, which isn't great. On a back end safety player, it's pretty good. Now, what do those numbers mean in line of Tart? So here's Tart's kind of, season, which this is not a negative Tart time. He played over 900 snaps. So obviously he played a lot more. You go to the missed tackles, he had 12 for a 13.2 missed tackle rate. So if you're just looking at 400 snaps versus 900, and you're just looking at the missed tackle rate, Hufanga had a much better rate. Now, if we look at Tart throughout the entirety of his career, which, we have 7-year sample size, and you go over here and you look at his missed tackle rate, he's had 1 year, his entire career, that was better than Hufanga's rookie year, just at missed tackle rate. And I'm not Pro Football Focus, not the gospel. It's not what that is. I am telling you, as somebody that's watched every single snap that this guy has played his entire career, it comes across on film and analytics and the eye test, Hufanga's a better tackler. Now, do you go out and pick safeties because they're better tacklers? No, you do not. You don't. And if you look at the career numbers for Tart, 11.7, and again, Tart has tweeted at me. I probably should have pulled this up. Tweeted at me a few times in the past because, bringing up Pro Football Focus numbers, he doesn't like them. He doesn't think they're a good source. And I agree. They're a part of it. And I love Tart. If we signed him tomorrow, I'd be very, very happy. I still would want Hufanga to get more snaps just because I think his ceiling is higher. But for their career, Tart's at 11.7% missed tackle rate. I think that's an issue. Now, the Hufanga kind of critics, which, there's going to be critics of every player, but Hufanga deserves that. He's a 5th-round selection that was kind of drafted as a special teamer that played his way into a starting position. If you look at the coverage, and I think this is definitely the concern, and it did show on film at times. He's somebody with 2 pass breakups on the year, no interceptions, and allowed 2 touchdowns. And if you're looking at receiving percentage, a 64% receiving percentage. All right, well, let's go look at what Tart did. And this was one of the better things that he was able to do. Again, pass breakups, that's not what Tart does, right? He ball skills basically as low as they possibly can be. A lot of people want to point to the dropped interception that hit him in the chest in the 4th quarter at NFC Championship. I mean, I don't definitely put the whole game on him, but that's kind of who he is. He's going to have those a lot of times. He allowed 2 touchdowns as well, but way more coverage snaps and only a 56% completion percentage. So these are some of the things that are better. Now, if you look at him for his career, again, pass breakups, he's never had more than 2 ever in a year, where he's the full-time starter in 7-year sample size. You go back to Hufanga. Hufanga had that with only 1/3 of those snaps. So ball skills, 100% go Hufanga's way. Touchdowns, you can kind of see. I think that's one of the areas where Tart will be successful over Hufanga. In reception percentage for a career, look where, he started and where he ended. This is kind of one of the things he got better at. Jaquiski Tart finished with a 66.5 for his career, which, hey, Hufanga was better than that his rookie year. So if it's interesting the way, and the reason why I'm going through this is I think that it's important to understand from a 49ers coaching staff perspective, why is it that they're showing so much faith in Tart? What does the film show? What do analytics show? Did he have some blown coverages deep? Yeah. He gave up 2 touchdowns. They were bad. They were very, very bad plays. Did he fix those things? I think he did. And we'll have to see here because, it's not all decided. The kid's still young. We got to figure those things out. He's 23 years old. He's 23. I don't know. Anyway, I'm big on Tart. There's no doubt about it. I'm a big fan of this kid, who he is on and off the field, who he is, the energy. I love guys on the back end that bring positive energy on the field. What I mean by that, When they make a play, you feel it. When you're watching the game, you feel it. When the other players on the defense, they feel it and respond to the energy he brings. It shows. He's an electric player. We'll have to see what that looks like. So I'm pretty pumped about what Hufanga is going to bring to this team. He's not a lock. He's not a shoe-in. He's going to have some rough times. He's a 23-year-old slow safety. Let me pull up. Let me get this set up here quick. Sorry, I should have probably had this up before I went live. But here we go. This is Troy Polamalu's, or not Troy Polamalu, sorry about that. This is Hufanga's metrics, his spider chart, compared to other safeties in the NFL. And so the larger a number is, like his broad jump is 88th percentile among safeties. That's his best metric. Hand size, everything else is low. Bench press, he's not strong. Shuttle, 12%, not good. 3 cones, a little above average. Vertical jump, right in the middle, 50%. 40-yard dash, 19th percentile. 10-yard split, all these things, not great. You look at these numbers, he ran a 4.64. It's not like he's super slow, but he's not a 4.4 guy. He's not a 4.3 guy, which there were so many in this class. I really thought they'd get one. And the safety that they did get, Leon O'Neal, not a super fast guy either. But instincts don't show on here. That's the reality. So you're looking at this just metrics physically. Yeah, it's leaving a lot to be wanted. But again, what did Demeco say? Approach the game like a pro, asking the right questions, always where he needs to be, understands his assignment, not trying to do too much. 49ers are excited about that. And I love Demeco. And I love Hufanga. I'm Team Hufanga completely. Now, the last thing that I want to jump in here before, let's say, and I don't know, Tartu Hufanga is definitely a downgrade this year. David Hasselhoff, I mean, you're a guy. I love the name. Excuse me. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what that looks like. But now, one thing I want to leave before we jump out of here. Demeco was asked about the Vikings head coaching job, which he turned down. So let's hear from Demeco talking about why he chose the 49ers.
The deal with the Vikings, it was outstanding. The ownership group there, all the people I met with there, it was outstanding. Yeah, I thought it was a really good interview, great organization there, and just the fit, everything about the opportunity for me and my family and everybody involved, like everything has to be the right fit for us. And I think for myself, I wanted another chance, another season to grow and develop more, become a better coach, a better leader myself. So when I do become a head coach, I want it to be the right opportunity, because I'm not just in it just to be a head coach and say, oh, I'm a head coach. Like, if I do it, I want to be very successful at it, and I want to do it for a long time. So it's not about, for me, just jumping at the first opportunity, but for all of us, whatever opportunities we get presented in life, you want it to be the best for you, where you can see longevity in it and make a lasting impression and be able to impact lives just beyond just me. It's not about me. It's about all the people who I would serve, and making sure that I'm in that right fit where I can serve in a capacity where I can really impact a lot of people.
With the amount of changes that have taken place in the 49ers coaching staff, it's nice to be able to keep the DC. There's no doubt about it. But for how long? And whenever he does get hired, guess what? 2 more third-round picks, which, man, keep stacking them up, baby. That's Danny Gray, right? That was a free pick because Mike McDaniel. Like, get those third-round picks. That's huge. Let's see here. From Mapu, he says, was there an interview with Lance today? I don't think there's one scheduled. Doesn't mean there's not going to be. So, if I'm looking, what's today? Today is the 4th. There's not, because there's not even an OTA today. So today they have off. They practiced yesterday. Their next practice, they only have 3 OTAs left, and that's the 6th, 7th, and 9th. Today's the 4th. So they get 2 days off, and then they'll be back on the 6th and 7th, and then the 9th. And then mini camp scheduled to start the 13th, but there's some rumors they're going to bump up the mandatory mini camp. So we'll have to see from that. They might bump it up a couple days from the 13th to the 10th or something along those lines. That's just being rumored. Nothing official there. So anyway, that's where that is at. Now, want to say congratulations. Now, every Tuesday we do the John Wayne show. We're not going to be able to do it this Tuesday. Wayne and I are finishing up our last year as teachers. His graduation for the school he teaches at is Tuesday evening. So that is a huge thing for him, and I'm so excited for him. My final graduation from the school I teach at is the following Sunday. That's a Sunday night ordeal, so it shouldn't affect the show too much. But anyway, we'll have a show Tuesday, but it's just going to be me. Sorry about that. Wayne's the best there is. There's no doubt about it. But not going to be a traditional John Wayne show this Tuesday. He needs to kind of wrap up that part of his life and celebrate that with seniors. And for all those people who have people graduating college, high school, even middle school promotions like my youngest, celebrate that. Family is important. Acknowledge milestones, support, allow those to be launching points for the future. And man, what is a better launching point for the future than let's end this show the same way we started it. And that's with the great Frank Gore, man. Officially retired. I don't think it's going to take long for him to land with the 49ers in the front office somewhere, whether it's scouting or coaching or whatever. You got to keep him, and he is a 49ers diehard. So thank you guys, everybody, for watching today. And as always, let's let Frank take it out. But as always, stay strong, faithful.
Hey, this your boy Frank Gore. I'm listening to 49er Rush. Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
I love it, man.